What's happening? What's happening? How you guys doing out there, my college football fans? We got week 5 coming up. Go get them. Last week we did all right. 6 wins, pushed 1, and 3 losses. A heartbreaker in the Mississippi State-Kentucky game. Kentucky's actually looking like a real solid football team. So they really came out and got that one. TCU just didn't play a clean football game. I was watching that game. They turned over the football too much, killed a lot of drives. And then also the big Old Dominion Virginia Tech upset. Definitely did not see that coming, but it happened. It was a great Stanford, the go-get-'em pick of the week. Stanford came back and cleaned up on Oregon in overtime, so that was awesome. Definitely looking all right. This season, total of 17 wins, 1 push, and 10 losses. So, we're getting there. Percentage-wise, hey, if you're not doing parlays, you're definitely winning, that's for sure. Big thing today, education of the week. I want to just do a little thing on buying points. So one thing that happens whenever you're betting a game or putting money on a game, sometimes you have the opportunity to buy a point, meaning like you can buy half of a point. So let's say if the Lions Rice against Miami and Miami's favored by 7.5. Then let's say if you're picking Rice, right? Then you can get you can get 8 points instead of 7.5, or if you're picking Miami, you can get 7 points instead of 7.5. So it works in your favor unless you're depending on if you're taking the underdog or the favorite. So that's kind of like my little education of the week. Sometimes it is beneficial to buy a point. I've definitely done that a couple times where I've bought a point, and at least it's kind of like a way to hedge your bet just in case. So you may just push instead of losing, because sometimes that half point really could actually do you wrong. Is it rare? I don't want to say it's rare, but it definitely does happen when it comes down to that. So definitely do that. If it's 3.5 or 7.5 or 14.5 or 10.5, if it falls on those points like that, I would definitely look into possibly buying that point back. So let's get into the picks for this week. We got the first pick. So I got 5 picks I'm going to give you guys. And then, of course, I have another 5 picks. I only pick a max of 10 games. So first 5 picks for you. I like Syracuse plus 25.5 at Clemson. Clemson's got a lot going on right now. They just did their little, who's going to be the starter of the football team at quarterback now. Bryant is pretty much out the picture. It's causing a little bit of, probably some different feelings on the team. I think they'll probably come out a little slow, and Syracuse has been playing some good football. So I'll definitely take Syracuse there plus 25.5. Next pick, I'm going to go with Michigan minus 14.5 at Northwestern. Now, this is one where you might want to look at buying a point. So I like Michigan minus 14.5, but I will buy a point back to minus 14. Just so I can make sure that, if it is, one of those games where it's oh, dang, it's really coming down to the spread on the points, then at least I'm going to save myself with that 14 instead of the 14.5. I definitely like Michigan. Northwestern has a really bad offense. They can't really move the football too well. Michigan's offense has really been rolling lately, so definitely look at that game. I like number 3. We're going to go with Ole Miss at LSU. LSU's favored by 10. I like LSU. Ole Miss is not a good team. LSU is definitely not an offensive powerhouse. They're not going to put up big points, but they're definitely going to show up at home. And this Ole Miss team is not going to perform the way old Ole Miss teams perform. So, definitely take LSU minus 10 at home against Ole Miss. And then, for the 4th pick, I'm going to give you New Mexico minus 7 against Liberty. So Liberty's traveling to New Mexico. Liberty's one of those newer 1A teams. Funny thing is I actually played against Liberty back in the day. Liberty's one of those newer 1A teams, independent. They lost to North Texas last week by about I want to say, because I had that pick. It was, I want to say, over 15, 20 points. They had a tough time against North Texas last week. And New Mexico's kind of good. Not a bad team at all. -7 at home. New Mexico played New Mexico State really well last week. Definitely take New Mexico -7 at home against Liberty. And then for your go get 'em pick of the week, let's go with Ohio State -3 at Penn State. It's going to be a whiteout, but Penn State's defense is not the Penn State defense that's been there over the past couple of years. They've been struggling a little bit. They give up points. Ohio State's just playing lights out football. Yeah, they don't have little Bosa, but they have a lot of kids there that can pick up and almost do the same kind of thing that he does. So really, at the end of the day, Ohio State's been playing good football. They haven't really played too many people. They played TCU, which is an okay team, like on the top end in the rankings. But Penn State, I mean, yeah, it's going to be a battle, especially at Happy Valley. It's a tough place to play, but definitely it's gonna be Ohio State all day, especially with that line -3. I love Ohio State, so go get them with that pick with Ohio State -3 at Penn State. I'll do like my quick other 5 picks that I like of the week. I like Indiana -16.5 at Rutgers. We all know Rutgers is pretty terrible. Definitely like that one. I like Oklahoma State -17 at Kansas. We all know Oklahoma State, they played bad last week against Texas Tech, but that offense cooks people. So they're going to get it going with airing it out against Kansas. We know Kansas can't cover anybody. I also like USC -3 at Arizona. So USC battle against Washington State. Arizona, not really that great of a team this year in the Pac-12. I think SC's going to go out there and, kind of beat up on them a little bit just because Arizona, I still feel like they're a little unsure of themselves. So then we're going to go with Hawaii -10 at San Jose State. San Jose State's a bad team this year, really bad team. And Hawaii, they still got a pretty solid offense, so definitely take Hawaii. Last pick for you that I like a lot is Boise State -17 at Wyoming. Boise State struggled against Oklahoma State a couple weeks back. They just didn't come out and play like that tough, Bronco football that they usually do. So I think Boise State's really, ready to go against Wyoming, and Wyoming's just a so-so Wyoming team in the Mountain West this year. So definitely take Boise State against Wyoming. So, it was a quick show. I'm a little under the weather, but, have fun watching the games this week. Tear it up out there. And then, please hit me up if you got any questions or anything or on picks or whatever. But go get them.